Hey guys, okay, so another video. It's 3:15 in the morning, I can't sleep. And this post that I read was kind of playing on my mind a little bit. And basically, this post said that apart from Jurassic Park and apart from a few original Spirals, there aren't really many games out there that's worth a lot of money anymore. They can't find them, they can't pick them. And everyone just is crowding around the Jurassic Park Genesis, which is a great game to buy, of course. It's one of the best ones out there. Of course, Lord of the Rings: Return to the Witch King as well is a fantastic Battle of Middle-earth too. All these are pretty good finds if you can find them, and a lot of people are for good money, sometimes 10, 20 pence, and flipping them for 30, 40 pounds quite happily. But it played on my mind a little bit because there are some good games out there. Okay, there are some games out there that still fetch an incredible amount of money. And this post that I read was basically saying that he likes to buy PlayStation games, and there just aren't ones that are worth anything anymore. So I decided to take it onto myself to create this video. This is a BOLO video. I warn you now, okay, this is going to be a long video. I know not everybody likes long videos, so if you don't enjoy long videos, this probably won't be for you. And also the other thing I want to mention is all of these finds are UK sales, and these are sold prices, not listed prices, but sold. They're in the UK. The majority are PAL UK releases, okay, so I'm not going to make you go around looking for a rare and TSC release. There may be some in here, I'm not sure, but the majority are PAL. And these are also used sales. They're not branded, they're not sealed, and they're not box sets or collector's editions. Okay, these are run-of-the-mill games that at the right place could quite easily be left in with a bunch of games. They look just like any other games. They don't look special in any way unless you know what they're really worth. So let's crack on, and we're going to start first with Team Buddies, okay, on the PlayStation 1. A game from 2000. Yes, these games are rare, but you'd expect that for the prices that they go for. This one, once again, if anyone not in the know saw this, you probably wouldn't really think much of it. You just think it's some kid's game, big deal, who cares? But this game can fetch up to 60 quid, and that's at auction. If you had this on a buy now, you could be talking 80 plus. So for £60, and if you saw this at a boot sale or a charity shop, you'd pay pennies on this. And to be honest, even if you saw it for 20 quid, it will be worth it, considering what it sells for. So this one was a very, very good find. And yeah, £59, so be on the lookout for these. All of these are, of course, bolos. The next one is Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero on the PlayStation 1, and once again this one sold for almost £60, and it's once again another game that could quite easily be in a bundle and not really seen as a game that's really worth much to those who aren't in the know. So Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, be on the lookout for this one. 60 quid easily. You could get for that. The next one is, I'm going to say now, I'm probably going to butcher some of these names, okay? I'm not, some of these are a bit hard to pronounce. Now this one is Heberekis Popaito, perhaps. This is PlayStation 1. Once again, this is a PAL release. And this one, there's only one bid on it, but it is very rare. And it's £55 almost. That would be a really nice one to see, and once again it looks like something that would quite happily slip into a bundle or a box at a boot sale quite easily. Okay, so next one is Chocobo Racing from 1999 on the PS1. This one, yeah, the manual, you did get a manual. I wasn't sure if the guy supplied the manual. Of course, always assume that you need the disc and the manual to get these prices at least. Yes, they are used, but you know, collectors do look for the manual and the disc at least. So this one went for £52, and that was with 14 bids. So I think the guy was probably pretty happy to get that amount for this when it sold on the 8th of October. So yeah, look out for that one. This one is a Clonua Door to Phantomil. Once again, PS1 PAL, £52 with 18 bids. And this one, you know, he showed that there was a mark on the case, the manual, the underside of the disc. And these, you know, like I said before, these are standard case, nothing special looking. They all demand a real £50 plus amount. So yeah, £52 on that one. And once again, on a buy now, you could probably ask for more. This one is Parodius. Once again, PlayStation 1, 1994. Comes with the manual and the disc. And obviously it was just a very rare game, but it goes for £50, and that's once again on a bid. It was 10th of September, but you've got to bear in mind some of these games aren't going to come up every week because they are rare. But once you know to look out for them, you can spot them and you can pick them up. Now this one I wanted to basically just show you because everyone knows about Spirals, but a lot of people sell them individually. If you can get Spiral 1, 2 and 3, and as you can see from this set, these weren't even the black label, these were the silver platinum editions. And they demand £50 for 3 of these quite easily. So even if you only see 1 of them or 2 of them at a boot sale, pick one up, store it away. Then you might see another one at a charity shop, buy it, store it away. Once you've got all 3, you're looking at 50 quid, and your outlay for these are not going to be much when you see them. A lot of people think that the platinum label ones aren't worth it. Always go for the black label, which is true. The black label does bring a lot more money in, but the platinum ones are often quite easier to get because people think they're not worth much, so they leave them behind. But if you can get a pack of 3 together, £50 quite easily, and although I'm only showing you 1, there was about 3 or 4 sets of 3 that sold for the same price. So always be on the lookout for them. Yes, this one was from a while ago, but you'd still get that price now quite happily. Next up is Raiden 3 on the PS2 this time. Once again, doesn't look anything special if you just saw it on a shelf, but it's quite rare. Now a best offer was accepted, but still, to put it at £50, the best offer could have quite easily been, even if it was 25, 30, 35, that's still a good profit if you see this on a boot sale or a charity shop. This one here is a slightly going off trend of what I spoke about earlier, but this is the Beatles Rock Band, and I often hear people say that they find Rock Band games, they find Guitar Heroes of course, but if you ever do see the Beatles Rock Band, if it has got the guitar and the game, doesn't matter too much if it hasn't got the game, because you can pick that up separately. But if it has the guitar and of course the dongle that says Beatles on it, you're looking at 50 quid all day long. The game, as I say, doesn't matter, as you can buy that separately and then just add it in. This is obviously on the PlayStation 3, so it's a little bit newer than the others. There are no PS4 titles in this video at all. I've concentrated just on PS3 backwards or PlayStation, because that's what the original post was about, was PlayStation games in particular. This one here, Castlevania. This is a ridiculous game, and I've seen 5 to 6 of these sell all over the £100 mark. Yes, this obviously must be extremely rare. You get your game. This is like the old style big box. No, it's not big box in the PC sense, but it's more of a chunky PlayStation box. You get the game, and you get like a manual and stuff, and like a little booklet, an art booklet. It is very, very rare. But if you do see it, don't, just snap it up as soon as you see it, because you've seen there £180, 32 bids. It's probably the second most collected game on the PlayStation 1. So yes, it will be rare, but you never know. Now you know it, remember it. If you see it, pick it up. Next one is Rule of Rolls for PlayStation 2. Yes, it is very rare. You could tell just by the cover that it's something that was probably worth picking up if you see it. But I've seen 3 of these sell. This was the highest one at 150 quid. The others were about 115 and 120. So if you do see this, clearly pick it up because you're talking very, very good money. This one here is The Misadventures of Tron Bonnet. I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologise. I've seen 3 of these sell. 2 was over 100. This one was a best offer, but I assume it was still near the £100 mark if the other 2 sold directly out for over 100. This is PlayStation 1, of course, PAL. The picture isn't the greatest picture, but it tells you enough to know exactly which one it is anyway. So yeah, 100 plus for that one quite easily. Now also, this is Suikoden, I believe it's pronounced, Suikoden 1, and also Suikoden 2. Now there's Suikoden 2, or Suikoden 2, I'm not sure, £112 on bids. Now this one, it states here PlayStation 1 and 2 because obviously he's trying to sell to as many PlayStation owners as possible. But yeah, Suikoden and Suikoden 2 both go for between 60 here, as you can see, and 112 for the sequel. So if you can manage to get them both, which would be very hard, of course, but if you manage to get them both and bundle them up, you could be talking 150, 200 pounds for both of these. Yes, they're rare, but that's the whole point of BOLOs. So this one here is Tombi, and this is a game I'd probably walk straight past if I saw it. Not now, of course, but before I'd probably walk straight past it, as I'd think this is just some stupid little kids game. That's what excuse me, that's what it looks like at least. Just gonna grab some drink. Right, yeah, so that's what it looks like at least. But you're talking £100 for this. If you can find one of these, you're going to be quids in quite happily. And of course, you've got Tombi 2, which looks more grown up than the first one. The first one, with the flying pig and stuff. But the second one, it looks a bit more grown up. But it's worth just as much. Once again, if you can, get both of them. But £100, you can't really turn your nose up at that if you see any of these. I'm not sure if there was any more Tombis made. If there was, it's probably worth some money as well. But yeah, so Tombi 1 and 2 definitely one to look out for. This one is Tales of Destiny 2 on the PlayStation 1. 30 bids, £96. This one, people who are selling it may know it's a bit more special as it is 3 discs. So it's a bit more of a chunkier box, but still, £96 is pretty incredible for one game. Next up, we have the Valkyrie Profile. And once again, I've seen this at a boot sale and I left it. This one, excuse me, this one sells for $89.99. Pretty incredible. Now this one, it is an NTSC game. I'm not sure if it was ever released on PAL. If it wasn't, that may explain the price. So this one might be a bit harder. A bit harder to pick up. But if you do see it, 90 quid is brilliant. Often, see, a lot of these games, you may not necessarily pick up by themselves, but you might be able to buy bundles. Once you look through the bundles, and it might, someone might just say, I'm selling all my old PlayStation 1 games. Bundle of PlayStation 1 games. On Gumtree or on eBay or whatever. Look down the list. Just look down, and if any of these titles are there, regardless of what you pay for that bundle, you're going to make your money back on one game. The rest is just pure profit. Or at least the rest is just, added extras. Yeah, so that one's 90 quid. This one, Ocean Commander, for the PlayStation 2. Once again, a best offer was accepted, but even if it was as low as 50, that's still good money for one game. Even if it was as low as 30, I'd happily pick this up if I saw it. So once again, it looks like a normal game that could quite happily be on many shelves out there in charity shops. You just never know. This one, Legend of Dragoon on the PlayStation 1. This one is a double box, so it's one of them sort of ones. And I saw this years ago. I mean, this was before I was reselling. I saw this in a charity shop. Didn't think much of it. I didn't have a PlayStation 1 at the time. I think I was probably on a Dreamcast when I saw this. So yeah, I mean, it was I don't know if it was worth anything back then, but certainly is now. £87.50. Very, very good purchase if you can get that. This one's pretty cool. Kingsfield. I believe that's 5. Sorry, 4. Kingsfield 4. On the PlayStation 2. Once again, just looks very average. I'd walk past it. But 28 bids, almost 78 quid for that it went for. Very, very good purchase if you can find that. We are coming to the end, so if you're still with me, well done. This one is a strange one. This is Fire Pro Wrestling Returns. Now, it doesn't look anything that special. I don't know why this goes for good money, but I've seen 2 of these sell on eBay. One for 75 and the other one was 62 or 63. I believe it was that. I apologise if that's wrong, but it's still very, very high. So yeah, I mean, this one, it just looks like a regular sports type game that people wouldn't really put much value on. Much like the old SmackDown v Raws and the FIFAs, you know, you usually think that's just some wrestling game. But there's a lot of value in it. You're talking 55 plus, 60 plus quite happily. Next up we have Ghost Vibration on the PlayStation 2. 15 bids this one received. It is a very rare game, of course, and it was £73 that was acquired for it. And also, one thing I do want to just quickly add, which I forgot to do at the beginning, is none of these are charity auctions. I wanted to make sure that none of them are for charity because, of course, the price would go higher just through people wanting to give more to charity. And also, all of these prices are accurate now. So if you're watching this 2 or 3 years down the line and you think, oh, there's one of them in a charity shop, just double check to make sure that these are still worth that amount. Now, the chances are, with these rare games, prices are going to go higher and higher anyway. But it's always good to check because sometimes a re-release will get bought out or a special edition which suddenly makes the original drop in price. So always double check if you're watching it 2 years down the line, or even 10 years down the line. Just make sure they're still worth that now or more before you pick them up. So anyway, that being said, these were more just to show you that basically any Mega Man game on the PS1 will bring in a good amount of money. Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Legends 1 and 2. All of these games bring in good money. So over £70 for Mega Man 5, X5, and over 70 for Legends 1 and 2. And I saw Legends 2 sell by itself for 62. So, and even the ones in between. So Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4 sell really, really good money as well. So any Mega Man you see on PlayStation 1, especially, is worth good money. PlayStation 2, Finkel's World. I would definitely have walked straight past this. This is, I wouldn't even bother picking this one up if I saw it in a charity shop. And yet, look at the amount of money it goes for. 12 bids, £69, and there's been 2 of these sold recently. The other one must have been lower than this because I picked the highest selling ones, but it wasn't by much. It would have been, we're still within the 50 to 60 range. So yeah, if you ever see this, which just looks like something you'd bung in a box if you were a parent, it's just an old PlayStation 2 game. Serious money in these. Next one, Rapid Reload on the PlayStation 1. Pretty much all of these sell for 50 plus on eBay. This had 22 bids, £67. This was back in August, I admit, but you know, the other one was, I think, from 1 month ago or 2 months ago, and that still reached 50 plus. So yeah, keep an eye out for it. Once again, just the manual on the disc that you get in there. Good money in that. This one is PlayStation 2, and I believe it's Kuon or Kion, one way to pronounce that. And this was £65 it sold for. Very, very good purchase that, if you can manage to find it. Some really good money in some of these. Next up, we'll get into the last ones now, I promise. This one is Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the PlayStation 2. And it's actually from 2010, so it's not, you know, it's only 5 years old. It's not one of the real vintage ones. But this sells for 60 plus quite regularly. This one was 64. I think one did sell for like 56, 57. So, but you're still talking £50 plus. And you could, a lot of these you could put up for 40, 50, 60 pounds by now, and they'd go within a day, because that's a bargain for that kind, you know, for that for those games. And if you go out there and spend £2 on it on a charity shop or a boot sale, getting 60 in a day is good return. So don't always think you have to aim for the very top price. You can quite happily just drop it a little bit, and games, you know what games are like, they'd sell in a heartbeat. So okay, last four. This one is Azure Dreams, yeah, on the PlayStation 1. This is £63 is sold for. Once again, standard case, disc and manual. Nothing too special. He shows that there's a bit of damage to the manual, which is cool. But yeah, £63 this one on the PlayStation 1. Really good purchase, if you can see it. This one, Star Ocean. Once again, this is another game I saw in the charity shop about 2 months ago. I left it because I thought, yeah, it's not really something that I know about. £62 it sells for. This one is the second story, Star Ocean, the second story. I believe Star Ocean also sells pretty well. I will actually quickly check that. Let me quickly check that now, just while you're on it. It's the second story, Star Ocean. Is that the same one, or? Yeah, I think that's the same one, yeah. So assume just it's the second story that sells pretty well. Yeah, second story sells pretty well. Okay, and next up is Strider 2. And this one it also includes Strider 1. Don't know if that makes a difference, but if it does, then, well, £62 if you can see that one. And lastly, which is at the moment the mother of all PlayStation games, is Tintin Destination Adventure. This one wasn't even in mint condition, and it sold for £278. There is a sealed one, a brand new and sealed one on eBay. I have no idea how much that's going to go for. In fact, let me quickly check while we're on here. Wow, didn't mean to paste all that in. Tintin Destination Adventure. Okay, let's just quickly get rid of all this. Okay. And I don't know if it's actually sold or what, but I know there was one. Yeah, the PC version just is worth almost nothing. That was 215, and yeah, that one actually sold for less in the end. Even the new factory sealed sold for less. That just goes to show the downside of auctions sometimes. When an open one went for 278 and a sealed one for 215. If I had a sealed one, I would have put that. buy now, 400 quid, and let someone make an offer. But anyway, yeah, so let's go back to this one. And there we have it. This is the mother of all finds. If you can find this one, well done, mate. Well done. So yeah, that's it. That's the bolos for PlayStation games. They were all pre-PlayStation 4. Thank you for watching. This has gone on a bit. It's now 20 to 4. I'm going to grab some much needed kit. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hope it's not been too long. Feel free to comment and throw in any more games that you feel I've missed, or you feel are also worth something in your own experience. And yeah, thanks for watching, and catch you guys later. Cheers.